Oh, who's on the phone?
Elliot Stonecipher.
Sweet.
Turn him up. Let's talk to him.
There you go.
Hey, Mr. Elliot, how you doing this morning?
Hey, Robert, how are you?
Well, Aaron and I had a question about, I guess Aaron told me this was on your Facebook page, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Elliot, you're slamming us.
And it says...
I did slam y'all.
Why?
Well, here's what it said, and there are a couple of compliments, and then you responded to a guy on here named Lyle who said we had a pretty good show, and you said we do, but then you said they pretty often hand it over to guys like Glover on a more or less routine basis, plus supporters of the corrupt Caddo Commission. Lyle says, yes, they do. I wish they'd be more confrontational. So far, no problem. But here's where I was a little confused. And then you responded, if we knew what the financial pressure was on them, we would know why they give the airtime to who they do. So our question was, what did you mean by financial pressure?
Well, let me explain it. And by the way, I understand that y'all got that in a text from someone. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask y'all this first. Don't you think it's interesting that you and me, you two and me, are here? You've mentioned Lyle. We've mentioned Facebook. Y'all want to tell us on the air who sent you that?
I'll be quite honest. I saw it on your Facebook, and I texted it to Robert, to be honest with you.
Okay. So nobody else is involved.
No,
all those involved are right here.
We got texts after we talked about it
She
this morning.
sent me a screenshot of your page.
Okay, good. Now, let me answer the question. The question actually grew from previous days, and I'm sorry y'all don't have that context. And it was much more in the context of the Shreveport Times, to be blunt. And then it became more broadly, do we really know the financial pressure that anybody in the news media is under? And does that explain why people who are known for being very, very corrupt, like Cedric Glover, are allowed so much airtime on KEEL?
Well, how do you know that Cedric is corrupt?
Oh, my gosh, Robert.
No, go ahead.
I know because I've spent 40 years doing this.
Okay.
How do you know he's not?
Okay,
Robert, let's don't do this.
How do I...
I called y'all because y'all didn't call me.
Elliot,
but y'all
I'm not
were talking about me on the air.
Elliot,
so here
I'm
I
not
am.
here to defend or to condemn Cedric. I just want to know what you meant by financial pressure.
I don't know what condition your company is in financially. Others in the media are doing a lot of very bad things for money. We don't know that. People can't find that out.
So you have assumed that we are that our company is corrupt?
Robert, read it again.
We have folks on like Glover and many others.
Why don't y'all read again after Robert made that statement? Read again what I said. I said was, if we knew.
If we knew the financial pressure that was on them.
Look, Robert, Aaron, let me tell you.
I assume you mean Aaron and me, or the company. So
don't make assumptions, Robert. Ask me questions. I'll give you answers.
Who's putting financial pressure on us?
I don't know.
Do you assume that because we have Cedric Glover on, that we are corrupt by association?
I don't assume that at all.
Should we not have people on the air that we think have done bad things in the past?
Or Here's what I think y'all should do.
Think have done bad things in the past.
That's a fair question. So let me answer. Here's what I think KEEL Radio should do. I think KEEL Radio should help people like me who are working for nothing clean up the corruption in Shreveport. That's what I think y'all should do. I'm not interested in anything at this point except trying to save my hometown. Y'all have a platform and a microphone. Y'all could help tremendously, as KEEL Radio did in the past. Y'all don't. You give airtime to people who brought us here. I don't understand it, and I certainly don't agree with it. Now, having said that,
you know how many times we've reached out to you.
Yeah, and I know y'all have tricked me before and not told me who I was going to be on the air with until I got on the air. So I stay very, very anxious about that kind of stuff.
I don't think and that was me, and that was not an intentional trick. And if you think I intentionally did that to trick you, I'm sorry about that.
Well, Aaron, you wouldn't have been the first one. Look, y'all, let's tell the audience what we're not saying here. Radio is in deep financial trouble everywhere in America. That's number one. Number two, we don't know why KEEL doesn't fight corruption like some few of the rest of us do, and we don't understand why it would give airtime to those who dumped us on our heads in the most corrupt Shreveport there has been since George Dartois. Look, y'all, this is a heartfelt argument for me, and I'm surprised that it took somebody asking me a question, which I answered on Facebook, for us to have this discussion. But let me be very, very clear. I am deeply suspicious, and I will be until I die, of anything the so-called news media does in politics and with politicians. I am particularly worried, by the way, about somebody here that is not even in the radio business. That's our daily newspaper. Look, Shreveport is absolutely about to be too far gone to save because of corruption. I wish you guys would use your platform and your microphone to help us save it. That's all I care about. That's my only thing ever. And a lot of times y'all want me on the air to be a political analyst. Look, the only way I care about being a political analyst is to talk to people about trying to save my hometown. That's my only deal. But I do want y'all to know this. You don't ever have to talk about me on the air without giving me a call and telling me you want me to be on the show while y'all talk about me. I'll be happy to be here.
So you are still, you are still suspicious of the financial pressure, to use your words, that you think is being put on us by our company, or because we have people with whom you and I, or you and Aaron, with whom we disagree.
I am definitely suspicious.
So what do you think? Tell me what you think they're doing.
Oh, look, in times past, what happens is people in the front office of any media entity are cutting deals right and left for things that end up on the air. So the pressure would be being put on the two of you, not directly. That's not how it typically works. And just so y'all know, I deal with that right now, not just with the Shreveport Times. I deal with it with one of the TV stations. We're not discussing any secret here.
Well, you're discussing something that is a secret because I don't know about it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
So,
Elliot, we really are under no financial pressure.
But explain to me what you're suspicious of. Walk me through the process that I don't know about, and I mean that with all sincerity. Look, you and I agree on about 99.9% of things. So explain to me
Robert, I want to be sure we're communicating. I'm trying to be sure everybody hears what I'm saying. You guys are on the sideline when Shreveport is dying. I don't understand that. I do not understand why y'all have not made the commitment to cleaning Shreveport's corruption problem up that I have made.
But you're not saying, you're not saying that we're on the sideline. You're saying that you suspect we're part of the problem.
Robert, let me say it again. Okay. I know what you're really good at, and you're really good at it right this minute. Let me go back again. The way it works is the front office, by the way, tell us, where is y'all's front office?
Four doors down the hall?
Okay. Who owns the company?
Town Square Media.
All right. And do people at Town Square Media have to put up with all kinds of stuff, including how they run their business financially, from all kinds of people that y'all don't know about?
Yeah.
All right. If somebody decided in the front office to influence y'all in the favor of a corrupt public official, what would y'all do?
I don't know. It's never happened.
It's never happened.
I'm glad to hear it.
Never.
But I will also say this on the air.
But you're still suspicious.
That means KEEL is very, very unusual. The number of radio stations that I know are affected that way is significant. And that's why my Facebook post said what it said. We don't know.
But
Look,
Elliot,
y'all,
pardon me. You
I
said
don't deal with just Shreveport, Louisiana.
yeah, but
I know.
You told me 10 minutes ago not to assume. You sort of snapped at me that I should never assume, and yet you're assuming about me and you're assuming about Aaron.
Robert, I'm assuming about the media broadly and specifically. Robert, look, you don't have to try to act like you can talk gibberish through what you and I are doing here. You dadgum right I'm suspicious of the news media, and that includes KEEL. You know why? Because nobody in the news media wants to take up the issue of corruption in my hometown. I don't want to be on the defense with you guys. Why don't y'all tell me why y'all aren't working on that? Let's do it here on the air.
I don't feel like it's my job to clean up corruption in Shreveport. I'm a radio announcer, and that's what I do.
Okay, I just want to be sure our listeners know this. In the first 20 years of my career, one of the very best investigative reporters I've ever known was at KEEL Radio. That's what KEEL used to do. Used to, KEEL cared. Why don't y'all care?
Oh, I do care. And I do feel like you, Elliot, I do feel like you do regarding my hometown. And I don't like the direction that we're going.
Then
It's
why
almost
have
like
Cedric Glover on? I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to go through a BS conversation here. He is absolutely at the heart of the problem. Do y'all not know that?
maybe we're ignorant of that. Maybe we haven't seen all the evidence.
I wish y'all would just read then all the work I do, because you're going to learn there why I find it very, very troubling that y'all don't have time to help clean up Shreveport, but you have plenty of airtime for people who brought us here.
What could we do? What's the best thing we could do, Elliot?
Y'all know better than I do how radio does investigative reporting. Much better.
So we've done a little work on this garbage tax. I have called all these folks. That's just one little issue. I've tried to get to the bottom of why they're doing this. A lot of people don't want to talk. They keep it quiet until we'll see tomorrow how they vote.
Well, I don't think we have to wait, because Councilman Fleury is saying they're pulling it down Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
By
the way, y'all, nobody is helping how much work I have done on that very problem.
Oh,
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. You do so much, and you do so good for our city. It hurt my heart to see that you think that somehow some financial.
I apologize for hurting your heart, Aaron, but I'll tell you this. It hurts mine to watch my city killed by corrupt public officials. It hurts my heart terribly. And they are hauling this place off brick by brick, while all three of us are having this crazy little debate right here. But we're having it, so let me say it again. Yes, Robert, I'm suspicious.
And to see your report, Elliot, just blew me away this weekend, and I want to do some work on it with you. Eventually, we'll chat again. That our sales tax rate is over 10%. It is among now the top 5 or top 10 in the nation, correct?
Yes, easily. And look, that's not even the point. Shreveport and Caddo Parish are one of the most highly taxed places. It is the most highly taxed place in America for the income that our residents have. That is a good example right there. Since 2010, I've done nothing here but work on my own dime just to educate people about what's going on. I'll do the research, I'll do the hard work, I'll darn sure take the arrows, which I do all the time. I don't understand why the reports of what I do never seem to make it into the local news media. Isn't that interesting? And y'all want me to believe that that's a coincidence. I'm 65 years old, y'all. There are no coincidences. People here want folks that live here to believe every day is Christmas in Shreveport. Everything is wonderful. Please don't talk to Elliot Stonecipher now. He'll tell you a different story. Look, y'all, here's the deal, straight up. I don't think Cedric Glover should be getting airtime. I think what Cedric Glover did to us in 8 years should be getting airtime.
Did he commit crimes?
Oh, of course he committed crimes.
And is anyone investigating him?
They have, and I'm hoping and praying they still are.
Mm.
See, Aaron, that reaction right there, that arrogance right there, is why I said what I said on Facebook. Do you see what I'm saying? When it comes down to the final moment, what happens? Elliot Stonecipher is no different than Cedric Glover. Well, let me tell y'all something. I'm very different. And yes, we need KEEL's help. We don't need y'all feeding the beast. We need your help.
And we're here, and you know I'm an open door for you.
Well, I'm sorry I don't see it that way. And y'all, look, we're acting in this phone call like last Tuesday didn't happen. It did. And in case y'all don't understand what happened, America found out for the first time stone cold proof that the news media sold out to one of the candidates. In the process of selling out to that candidate, they sold America out. That's what we learned. I don't see what happened then any different than I see the airtime y'all give people who are killing my hometown. What can I do? I'm doing everything humanly possible. But I have to use social media. I have to use websites, all on other people's nickels and dimes. The news media here won't cover it. Why? Why is that, y'all?
That's a good question. We try in our little world. We have a small little world
anytime
here.
y'all want to question my Facebook post and everything, how about giving me a call? I'll be glad to be on the air with you.
Absolutely. Elliot
Thanks, y'all.
Stonecipher, thanks for your time.
Bye-bye.